Is there any time of the day typically where it's better with like uh network that's more consistent, or is it just sporadic?
You can't even predict, right? It might be smooth the next minute. In 10 minutes, you cannot even access your internet.
Hey, what's up, fam? This is Africans in Tech. Welcome back again to another episode. My name is Sar Levy. This is Africans in Tech, where we're bridging gaps and shaping futures in tech. So, on this episode, we got one of our first remote interviewers. So, very excited to have Miss Calista Ohama on the show. We're going to talk about some of the challenges with like doing like remote interviews. She's actually based in Nigeria right now, and I met Callista. I think I was looking through hashtag Africans in Technology or Africans in Tech, and then I just pinged her randomly, and then we kind of got started. So I'm very excited to have her talk about her experience being in tech as a business analyst, being a woman in tech, especially back home in Nigeria. So welcome, Callista. If you can, just introduce yourself a bit. Tell us a little bit about yourself, where you're from, family, all that other jazz, and then we'll get into the tech piece.
Okay, so thank you so much for having me. Hi, everyone. My name is Calista Ohama. So I am a product manager and a business analyst. So I transitioned from the audit space where, I've been in for some time. And then I moved into the tech space. I moved in as a product manager anyways, but now I'm majoring as a technical product manager. So I moved into the tech space because I just knew that with the way the world is going, technology is fast evolving, and if we are not careful in the finance space or accounting space, a lot of things will just leave us behind. So I decided to move into the tech space to build amazing fintech products. So presently, I have a 9 to 5 where I work for a company that built fintech innovations, and I also presently am co-founding a startup, an account tech startup. So that's a startup is meant to address the challenges faced by the public sector in their financial accounting, generating financial reports, doing their budget module, and adopting the ISAS standard while doing the accounting processes. So, and we also have the version of the private sector that we're about to launch. So that's what I've been so far. So personally, I'm from Enugu State, Nigeria. We are the people known as the Igbo tribe,
Okay.
and I come from a family of 6, and I am the first. And I graduated from the University of Enugu State Science and Technology. I'm presently in the process of pursuing my MBA from a very
Nice,
prestigious
nice.
university here in Nigeria. So um, it's not been like a challenge moving from one field to another. I think I just had a smooth landing
Okay.
because I had like mentors, and the organization that trained me tech for dev was so amazing, in making my transition so easy. It has not been actually challenging. Even
Okay.
as a woman in the tech space, right? I've not faced much of discriminations and all that, except when they say, oh, this is gender specific. So that's like one of the only few challenges I've faced. So that's it about me. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah. No, that's actually really, really awesome to hear the fact that you've not faced like any gender issues within the tech space in general. We hear so many stories of like, that from a negative perspective. So it's really, really good to hear that you've not been facing any of that. So you came from the audit space, and then you kind of transitioned in. What I guess what got you into audit? Like, what did you like about audit? Did you always want to do audit?
Okay, so right from the year 2010, when I wanted to go into the higher institution, I have always wanted to have a degree in finance, but unfortunately, you know how it happens here in Nigeria. Sometimes you apply for a course and you're given one funny course out of the blue. So I still did not give up anyways. I just wanted to build a career in the finance space. So I tried to get into the big fours, and unfortunately I did not. scale through. So I had to settle for like a private firm to start. So I actually wanted to start in finance per se, but the private firm I got into, so basically we're mainly into audit and consulting. So I had to settle for the um, audits, and it was an amazing, journey because it shaped me. It opened my eyes to see a lot of things, outside where I was thinking. So it just prompted me to taking courses, trying to upgrade my skill and experiences to be better, even though I did not, actually start out in the finance space where I wanted per se, but it gave me like an edge, a stepping stone to start something.
Okay. Okay. That's cool. Um, so one of the things I mentioned a while back in the past was that in most African households, it could be true or untrue, but I had said that most African parents or families either want you to be like one of the primary like career, either a doctor, a lawyer, uh, engineer, something like that. Outside of that, you're a failure. Did you have any sort of like experiences like that, or was it pretty smooth, like going into like the audit space?
Okay, so I come from a very loving family, anyways, and I am so proud to have a father like mine. Before you even, from your SS2, he will ask you, okay, do you want to do an art course or a science course? So he gives you that liberty to choose what you want to
Nice,
do.
nice,
You just say, okay, pick what you want. And I did not even second guess it. I moved straight to the accounting class because, right, I was like teaching my, classmates the accounting stuff and all that. I was always in front of the blackboard solving one mathematical equation or accounting, trading profit and loss account. So I just
nice,
knew that this was what I wanted. So actually, the people that, shifted my dream, but I did not allow that happen, is my university, right? So they gave me a course, cooperative economics and management, which was not what I was anticipating, but I did not want to stay home. So I just wanted to get going and keep moving because I knew there are other ways to get to my destination. So that's why. So I did
nice,
not
nice.
actually face that.
Okay, okay. And before you had mentioned you had mentors and stuff that kind of got you where you wanted as well. Um like where did you get those mentors from?
Okay. Um, Mostly from Twitter.
Okay, Twitter.
Every
Okay.
Yes, everything that has happened in my, journey in the tech, I owe it all to Twitter because mostly these mentors were not even like direct mentors per se. I just had few direct mentors. So I basically leverage indirect mentorship.
Okay.
So I see a person, I like their profile,
Yeah.
I like where they are, what they're doing. I'm always stuck on their page. I'm following
Yeah.
them. What
Yeah.
course did this person do to get to this point? How did this
Yeah.
person did this experience? So that was exactly what made it easy for me. And in the
Nice.
finance space, I have this Dr. Labran. I've been stalking her page like back to back. You know how she's been able to achieve everything she has achieved as a medical doctor that left medical practice to come to the finance space. So
Yeah.
I leverage indirect mentorship, and then I joined like communities. I applied to organizations that were, holding boot camps to make things easier for people. So that was how I got to this point.
Okay. Okay. So in your field, do you have to code?
Okay. Basically, as a product manager, we have like different types of product managers, the growth product managers, the technical product managers, and all thereabout. So it
Mhm.
depends on what you want to major in, right? So, but when I started off, I did not have to code.
Okay.
But sometimes, like 2, 3 months ago, I told myself, like, right, I just need to have this knowledge for the sake of it so that I can be able to work with my engineers fluently. So I had to learn JavaScript from
Okay.
Cisco.
Nice. Nice. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, no, that's amazing. So what are
Mhm.
you doing with JavaScript specifically?
It's just the front end. I'm just playing around, trying to get the hang of it.
Okay.
Um, but I'm trying to work on a product from start to finish. Let me see my capacity, anyways. I'm
Okay.
trying
Okay.
to like build a product.
Nice. Nice. Okay. That's awesome. Um, was there any like difficulty in like trying to pick up like JavaScript, or was it more of a smooth transition and getting into coding a little bit?
Um, it was smooth, but there were days I would just, I'm tired. I don't have to do this. Why do I even need it? I'm a product manager.
No, I get that.
But
I get
then
that. Yeah.
when I'm working with my engineers and they're, saying stuff, actually, even before JavaScript, I've known a lot of technical stuff, even without writing codes anyways, because, when I moved into tech, it was just like a fire brigade transition. I did not take it easy on myself.
Hmm.
So I had to do a lot of things that product managers don't do.
Hmm.
So most times if I'm working with my engineers, they are giving me, updates. I'll be like, okay, I don't think I've heard this one. I need to go and study about it this night because I don't want to be that product manager that is lost. So
Yeah.
it was just the, getting to know how to write the codes that, gave me a bit of challenge, but I just told myself I have to do it. So that was how it went. It
Okay.
wasn't
Okay.
so easy, but it's it's also not so difficult.
Yeah. No, that's good though, because I've had some product managers. They're like, "VAR, what?" So, it's good that you're actually trying
Yeah.
to learn it. I'm not a JS expert by any chance, by any means. Rather, I know little bits here and there. But I think it's good that you're trying to actually be well versed into what your team is doing. So at least you have a bit of understanding there.
Mm.
Um, cool. So I'm gonna shift back a little bit. Talked about you're the eldest of is it five? You said
Yeah, eldest out of six. I
six.
have five
Hey,
siblings. Yeah.
wow. Okay, okay. How's that?
Mm, it's well, it's been challenging and amazing, right? So I said that because just like I said, I come from a very loving and amazing family, right? So and they have my parents have helped me carry most of the burden, especially financially,
Mhm.
right? So I just need to be there to give guidance. Okay, you're going to school. What do you have to do? What course are you taking? I just have to guide them because I did not actually have those guidance when I was, going to the university. So
Gotcha.
it's just been challenging trying to put things together in the family, even
Okay.
when you're passing through a lot of personal problems and you're not in the mood to talk. They will have to call you, have to come and
Yeah.
do your duty. So
Yeah.
that's just literally you have to carry everybody's burden in the family, no matter
Yeah.
how it is. Even if the person is shutting you out, you have to provide that support. So that's just been the challenging. So financially, it's not been really difficult because my siblings are all hustlers. They are doing very well for themselves too. So it's
Nice.
been
Nice.
easy on that end.
Okay. Okay. If you don't mind me asking, what do your parents do? For
Okay.
work?
Okay. So my parents are strictly business people.
Okay. Okay.
They're business people. They did not have like the tertiary education. So that's why they said, no matter the level you want to go to in this life, I'm here to push you. Right. So
Okay. Okay.
they're basically business people, but they are doing very great in
Okay.
business. Yeah.
See, okay. To me, it's starting to click. I mean, you going into the financial industry. Your parents are business people, so
Yes,
it's
yes,
like a
yes, yes. You
it's a
get it.
natural transition.
Yeah, it's a natural transition.
Yeah.
I started, running businesses with my parents even before I was 4 years old. So my mom would
Ah,
back me, she would go to her shop. I
okay.
don't think there's anything I've not sold as a young girl because when we started that, it was not that easy. It was not a smooth ride. My parents were just, trying to pick up things and build themselves financially. So it was very difficult, very, very difficult,
Gotcha.
growing up in Africa. So
Yeah.
we sold a lot of things and all that. When people see my mom's supermarket and they'll be like, oh, they don't know where she's coming from. It's been
Yeah.
a journey.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah.
I've
No, that's
just loved
awesome.
business.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's awesome. I mean, the fact that you picked up like what your parents, were doing, but then also transitioned that into I guess something that's more future stable in terms of like the tech space. So or future proof, I should say. That's really good. Because a lot of things that we've talked about, which you probably will dive into a little bit more, like how the different industries are being impacted by AI, for instance. how machine learning and all that is replacing a lot of like not necessarily medial jobs, but things that are very programmaticable, or things that can really be automated. I feel like the fact that you're kind of jumping ahead of the gun, to make sure that you're keeping up with trends and stuff like that. That's really really good. So kudos to you for doing that.
Yeah, thank you. So no matter what it is, I will just try to stay ahead of it. For business, I will always keep having a physical business. So
Yeah.
I have a physical business presently now, right? So I did not measure. So I have a physical business where
Okay.
we produce fashion clothes for people
Okay.
like fashion, like what I'm wearing, right? So it's my,
Okay.
you know,
Okay. Okay. Market. That's good. I like the marketing.
that will always business will always be on the side, no matter how
Yeah.
much I try to build my career. So as I just need to, stay ahead of, the game
Okay.
financially, career wise, otherwise. That's just it.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay, so you work for you're 9 to 5. Basically, you work for another company, and then you got like your own startup in which you're working through right now. What is it
Mhm.
like your 9 to 5? Like, tell me like your day to day. What do you do?
Okay, my day to day, um, where I work, it's a very amazing company, right? So the my colleagues are not difficult to collaborate with, and it just makes my job easier. And because we build so many products at a time,
Mhm.
what I do basically, like presently now, I am seeing the production of two amazing products. So what I do basically every morning, like I have to, you know, have my stand up with engineers,
Mhm.
know where we are, get updates. I have to prepare like the documents needed, right? So, but because we are working agile, we don't need to like have a lot of written documents. So, I have to prepare documents that will be needed for each product or feature.
Okay.
And aside that, I also have to oversee the uh, business aspect of the product. You have to like do the business analysis. This product you are pushing into the market, how is the current trend of the market, what's happening? So it involves a lot of research, constant research, collaborating with cross-functional teams, trying to build an innovative product that solves the problem. So it's just a lot because most times you are everywhere. So there are some days, God, I will just have like 3 to 4 meetings with
Yeah.
my 9 to 5, and then my startups. There are some days I will have to like 6 meetings because
Each.
you know
Okay. Yeah.
that's it's basically what stresses me more is the startup. Where my 9 to 5,
Mhm.
we just have everything outlined, but as a startup, you have to double up in for so
Everything.
many
Yeah.
roles
Yep. Yep.
almost everywhere.
Yep.
So that's it. Working my 9 to 5. It's very smooth.
Okay.
Just make sure you do the research. Try to make sure that that product is a success. Collaborate with engineers. Review their jobs. So we also do like constant testing.
Okay.
Once a build is released, jump up with a quick call with the QA.
Okay.
Always, analyze if it is actually solving the problem.
Okay.
So that's basically.
Gotcha. And you said you guys are working in an agile environment.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So do you have like a scrum master and all that other jazz?
Okay, so we have like basically product managers and the scrum master. We just have like the one of the co-founders that double up as our scrum master, right?
Okay.
So
From your 9 to 5.
yeah, from my 9 to 5. Yeah.
Okay. So you guys are pretty lean there as well. Okay. Um, all right. And then in terms of like agile, how long have you guys been agile? Has that always been like the case since you've been there, or did you guys slowly migrate?
No, it's for my 9 to 5, right?
Yeah, yeah, 9 to 5. Yep.
It's always been there. We
Okay.
work remotely, so I met it that way.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay. Are is everybody based in Nigeria, or are you guys global?
Presently, I think everyone is based in Nigeria, but in different states.
Okay,
It's
gotcha,
a
gotcha.
Nigeria company, anyways. It's a Nigeria
Oh, okay,
company.
okay. Cool, cool. Are you allowed to tell what the company is or no?
What?
Are you allowed to say what the company is or no? And if you're not, no worries.
Okay, yeah, we just There are some things I'm not allowed to do, but I can say what a company does.
Okay. No, I mean, are you able to say what the company is?
Or the name of the company?
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Simplify Tech.
Simplified tech. Okay, cool, cool, cool.
Mm.
All right. The reason I ask is some people may be like, oh yeah, I want to know what sort of like products and services and blah 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 what they do.
Mm.
So that's cool. So simplified tech. Okay. And then from your own startup standpoint, like what's the focus that you're doing with your startup?
Okay, the focus is, presently there are a lot of, you know, loopholes when it comes to the public sector adopting the ISAS methodology in running their accounting
Mhm.
and generating their financial reports and all that. So we are just trying to see how we can cover up for these uh, lapses, because while I was in the audit space, right, so we do like mostly consulting and auditing for these public sectors. We're facing public sectors mostly. So
Okay.
we saw a lot of things that they faced as challenges, maybe because of the manual processes they were using to do the accounting, run trial balance, and all that. We know that presently there have been like few products that have come up to say, okay, we want to address these challenges, but in the end, they could not, address those challenges. They could not, introduce the segments of the chart of accounts, and
Okay.
provide the budgeting module and the banking module for them to have these transactions run smoothly, and then forget about everything manual processes. So that's what we are trying to address.
Okay.
But along the line, we've noticed that the private sectors are also interested in these products. They also want to have this automation system. So we jumped right into it to build something for the private sector, which will be out in the market very soon.
Okay. Okay. So your primary focus is just from an automation standpoint to be able to, I guess, disintegrate like all the manual stuff that's being done from financial audits and stuff. Is that a,
Yeah,
a big
and
overview?
to
Okay.
help them generate their financial reports seamlessly.
Okay, cool, cool. And then the product you're building, is it something that they have to install, or is it something where um it gathers information from their system, they subscribe to it? Like how does that work?
Okay, it's just a cloud-based web version
Okay,
of
okay.
software. Yeah.
Gotcha,
So
gotcha.
you
Okay.
just have to log in, request for demo or get started, and then you're good to go once it's approved.
Okay, okay, cool, cool, cool. All right. And then your since it's cloud-based, do you guys use like a local uh I guess provider. I'm assuming are you using like AWS or GCP or Azure, or using like a local provider there?
Okay. So for the domain, we are using like a local provider, right?
Okay,
But for the server and database, we were using Render, right? But we are trying to migrate to AWS.
okay, okay. Is it well, I guess why to AWS? Is it just better service or
Better, faster, larger database, you know.
gotcha, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool, cool. Um, I think I saw like and I could be definitely wrong. I think I saw like the region specific um offerings from AWS. I want to say South Africa, they have like something there, but it's been a while since I looked at it. But um, I'm assuming it's probably it's still much better than I guess some of the local options, maybe.
Oh, okay, I have not really, seen that. So
Okay,
um, we're just hoping to buy like the usual monthly plan.
gotcha,
So
gotcha.
I've done.
Okay, okay. Yeah, I use AWS for some of the stuff that we do as well.
Oh,
I'll tell
nice.
you, it can get expensive, so make sure
Yeah,
you.
it is.
Yeah,
It is. When I saw the price, I was like, what?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
a step up.
yep, yep.
It is.
Yeah, be careful to make sure you have functions or whatever it is to kind of shut off the instances when you don't need it. But
Yes.
Yeah, it's good service though. I mean, they provide really good, high quality grade
Yes.
servers, and when it comes to like troubleshooting and all those things, they kind of help out a lot there.
Mhm.
So it's good. All right, cool. So startup perspective, that's kind of going well. What are the challenges, I guess, that you face from, building the startup? Because I know you said you have what, like 6 meetings some days. What are some other challenges that you face?
Even the meeting is not like a basic challenge for me because I just have to do it because I know where we are going with this.
Mhm.
And our founder, he's I just like his spirit. He never gives up no matter. So even when I'm down or he's down, he'll be like, Calista, we have to do this. So
Yeah,
actually, he used to be my boss in the audit space. He owns the audit company where I was working. So when he, saw we need to incorporate tech, have to jump right into building this solution because it's a necessity. So one of the major challenges we face is finance. It's a very big challenge because we did not go for like investors to get the pre-seed, series A funding and all that. So
yeah,
we are basically funding from like pockets. It's a major challenge because you have to pay your staff,
yeah,
do a lot of things, run a lot of subscriptions and all that. So another challenge we face, it's also stemming from finance because we have just limited number of staff we are working with, and this is a very robust product. It's so large. I'm telling
yeah,
you, like the application, every accounting application is so complex, and this one because we are trying to introduce this segment chart of account that's made it so large. So we need to have more engineers, but because we cannot afford them at the moment, it's
yeah,
been a challenge. We just have to manage with the few people we have, the engineers, the designers, and then the PMs and what is it called? The QA guys. So we just have like few team members we are working with. So those challenges are also coming from that of the finance challenges.
yeah. No, I completely get that. I think you even alluded to that a little bit before, where you know, one person has to wear like many hats. So I get the startup life where,
Yeah.
you're the CEO, you're also the principal engineer, you
Mm.
also like,
You're everything. You're the product manager.
yeah, yep, yep. So no, I completely get that. In terms of like the original set of engineers that you guys hired, where'd you guys get those engineers from?
Okay. Actually, I got some of them from engineers I've interacted with on LinkedIn that I see they are doing amazing.
Okay,
And then I think I got one or two from there's a page on Twitter where you upcoming engineers or maybe people that are in the job market, they register for uh, exposure. So
mhm,
I reached out to like the owner of that platform. I was like, oh, I need engineers. Could you please send me people to send me CV, and so we can just try to meet with them. So that was how I got
nice.
them. And then the designers too, through same way, we've not really made any application so open, like okay, it's there on Indeed or something. No. And the digital marketers, it was through same way we got them, and you know, we just reach out to most of these pages on Twitter. Oh, do you have NQ on ground? We just need somebody, and they send in people. So that's
Okay.
how I got them.
And I think you were saying you were remote. So do you guys ever meet like together in the office?
Okay, for now, no, we are
Okay.
still trying to set up our physical office in Abuja.
Okay.
But
Okay.
when we go to client office, right, to conduct training and set up these applications for them, we meet.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Cool. Um, I like to be fully transparent. This is
Mhm.
probably what our second try with the whole setup, like with data and all that other jazz. We're having issues earlier trying to do connections. Do you ever have those same issues um, in your startup when it comes to like, people getting work done, or let's say power? Because in Sierra Leone, for instance, um, I mean, we have lights issues probably every week, every other week. Do you
Oh,
ever face those issues in Nigeria, at least where you're at?
we face these issues every day. It's crazy, right? The
Yeah.
network, sometimes you hear your team member say, even in my 9 to 5, sometimes I'll be trying to get to my engineers. They'll be like, Calista, I've not had life for like 4 days, or I'm going to buy fuel, you know?
Wow.
So it's
Yeah.
crazy. It's crazy. In fact,
Yeah.
I don't just know how to explain it. 2 days ago at night, right, we were having a presentation for my startup, like
Mhm.
our startup. We're having a presentation with potential clients.
Yeah.
And like our founder was, doing this presentation. He was going in there trying to explain to them what they can do with the application. The network just went off. I
Wow.
said, okay, this is bad.
Yeah.
And we had like 6 or 5 members of this organization live on the call. I said,
Ooh.
okay, what do I do? I need to take off from where it stopped.
Yeah.
Let me share my screen became a problem. That presentation was a flop. In fact, even we are worried if we've lost those clients or not, because he kept on coming in and out, and
Yeah.
I was able to speak, but I could not share my screen or
Oh man.
even it was terrible. So it's a very big challenge. If it's not light, it's the network. In fact, when we started, you saw what we experienced before we
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
quickly on my router, because I said this network today, not
Yeah.
today. I had to quickly on my router.
Yeah. No. No. I get it.
So
Yeah. Unfortunately, that's what we deal with a lot in West Africa. I know probably in other areas of Africa they deal with the same thing, but my prayer is that we get that situated in our countries.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
God will
Uh,
help us.
yeah, yeah, no, that's crazy. Is there any time of the day typically where it's better with like uh network that's more consistent, or is it just sporadic?
Is it any time of the day? What?
Where
Sorry,
it's
can you
it's
take that?
yeah, is there any time of the day where like network issues aren't really a problem, or is it just comes in and out?
You can't even predict, right? It might be smooth the next minute. In 10 minutes, you cannot even access your internet.
Wow.
So
Right.
there's no time of the day. But basically, when you get like a better network is from 10 p.m. upwards, like, or even 11 p.m. or 12 a.m. So that's why a lot of engineers that do not own Starlink. In fact, it's been frustrating my engineers at our startup till they had to buy Starlink. They
Yeah.
had to buy Starlink.
So
So
it's funny you mentioned that because we were talking about Starlink a
mhm.
couple episodes ago. How's that process over there, like with Starlink? Does it help out with bandwidth and stuff?
Starlink,
Hmm.
most of the engineers that have it, they do not even relate to what we are saying anymore. They have left us behind. Their network is always very smooth.
Yeah,
Even while we were having that issues with that presentation a few days
yeah,
ago, my engineer was like, she, if you were around now, I would have used my Starlink. We are not in the same place. I said, okay, can you go ahead with the presentation? He said, no, you have to do that. So,
yeah,
his network was stable. He did not leave the meeting for once. He was just, you know, looking at the whole situation. He felt it. He was like, you need to buy Starlink. I said, yes, we will buy it. We'll go to the point where we'll be sending Starlink to our staffs as we are
yeah.
sending them laptops.
Definitely, definitely.
But,
Yeah, yeah. We recently just got Starlink in Sierra Leone officially, so it's now supported. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how that helps change the tech space over there, especially for remote workers. But
yeah.
yeah, no, that's really, really good. Do you know by chance what your bandwidth is, with and without Starlink?
What?
What's your bandwidth? Do you know like what, like how fast your speed is, your network speed with and without Starlink?
I think the last time I checked stabilization, it was 1,000 something.
Oh,
I cannot
1,000
really
megs?
place it anywhere. Yeah, I
Oh,
think
with
something like
Starlink?
that. No, without Starlink.
Eh?
That's when the network is very stable, right?
Oh, wow.
So, but once it's not stable, and I don't know if it's because of my laptop, it's always very fast. So
Okay,
the speed I have on my laptop is actually different from the one I have on my phone.
gotcha,
So
gotcha. Okay, okay. And do you ever buy what do you call it? In Sierra Leone, you have these like little like mobile Wi-Fi hotspots. Do you ever buy like those networks? I'm assuming they sell those in Nigeria as well.
yeah, they do.
Okay. Are those pretty expensive or are those like
Yeah, they are expensive because like what I'm using presently, like right now, is a router,
okay?
the link router, and it was very expensive, right? So, and not just that it's expensive, you still need to, keep it, recharged
Mhm.
and subscribed all the time. So that we just have to buy, because I don't think if for this router we'll be having this
The
this
meeting.
session because of what the network did initially.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm very thankful for that. Okay, cool, cool. Shifting back a little bit in terms of like, you know, getting away from work just a little bit. Um, when it comes to, I guess, a networking standpoint, um, how have you been able to, grow your network? I know you used Twitter like early on to kind of, you know, find your mentors per se, your like remote mentors that you're, quote unquote stalking you, you were saying. And then in terms of like growing like your networking space, do you use like LinkedIn? Do you use Instagram? A combination? Like what do you do?
Okay, so I am a very social person, right?
Mhm.
I'm a very social person. Like I suck at keeping friendships, but I'm a very social person. I cannot keep up with friendships because I might not have the time or maybe even remember to be calling. I always have a lot on my head. I'm jumping from one business, work, studies, family issues,
Mhm.
and my own personal life, which I have. So I might not have the time to be keeping up with friendships to for us to communicate all the time. But I'm a very social person. So I go to places whenever there's an event, tech event. I must
Nice.
sacrifice my time. And so
Okay.
most times I have like speaking engagements.
Okay.
Yeah, I go for speaking engagement most times virtually, physically. So it has helped me grow my network. And LinkedIn is a very good, you know, um, tool for me because I grew my network very well on LinkedIn. And then my the organization that I did a fellowship, Tech for Dev. I met a lot of amazing women, and all that. So it was basically for women. So, and then I also talked to like, oh, I don't hesitate to approach people and slide into their DM once,
Mhm.
I like what you're doing, and I want to have a relationship with you. I'll be like, sorry, my name is this, that. I do this, do that. I've
Yeah.
been following your profile for a while. So could we talk more privately outside social media? So
Yeah.
that's basically how I have been able to grow my network. The end point is I'm a very social person.
Yeah.
Going to talk to people, creating friendships is not my problem. But the problem is keeping up with the friendship. But I'm so glad a lot of people understand me that way and nobody
Yeah.
is using it against me. So
Yeah.
whenever I reach out, we are still cool. We are still cool. They just
Yeah.
understand.
No, I
Yeah.
love that. I think um that's key. I think in any um field in tech, like to be able to reach out to people who you feel um can offer some value to you and then vice versa. Because it
Yeah.
has to be a mutual relationship there. And I think uh there are times, there's seasons where you're going to be more involved with certain individuals, and then as you grow, you guys can either grow apart or grow stronger in terms of like what you're
Yeah.
trying to build. So I
Yeah.
completely get that. Friendship wise, I'll say you probably got to work on that to keep keep your friendship
I need
stronger.
to. I need to. I need to. I need to. I need to.
Yeah.
I,
But
I'm doing something about it because I just discovered that I got to a point in my life. Okay, you're building a whole lot of things. You have these things for yourself, and then there are times you just want to go out outside work. And so if it's not my siblings or maybe my partner,
yeah,
I don't think I'll be looking for people to go out with. What's happening? I have the money to go out, but
yeah,
I don't
yeah,
know who to. So
yeah,
it's something. It's something. I understand that. I need
yeah.
to work on it.
No, no, and it'll come. I mean, a lot of people think. I think I even talked about this in the previous episode that tech people are like these nerds that don't do anything. They just want to stay in the house and just code all day or like watch like random shows. Like, no, tech people are some of the the most wild party goers I've I've been around when it comes to like events. Like it feels like we've just been unleashed after being in
Yeah.
being
Basically,
inside
I
for so long.
feel even even before I got into the tech space, I've been a bit like that. But I feel that most times what happens is this. As you grow older and maybe as you navigate life,
Mhm.
there are times you disconnect from certain people.
Yep,
And I think at the point where I am and where I'm headed to, I've not really found those connections that we speak the same language, that we
yep,
understand
yep, yep,
our priorities together. So most times, if my friends are calling me, like we are talking and all that, once I spend like 30 minutes or we are out making noise, going for party, my mind is, oh, I need to go this thing. I
mhm,
need to go back to what I have
yep,
doing.
yep,
So if we have like the same pursuits,
yep,
do you get? I think we'll be understanding each other. So it has made it look like, oh, you're always busy, this, that, but
yeah,
you know that their journey is a bit different from yours at the
yep,
moment. So I feel that once I have like group of persons that we are headed towards the same direction, it will be a lot better with my friendship life. But
yep,
I have very good friends, like the few. I have just few friends. I think about three, four, like both male and female,
yep,
three, four, and then they understand my my issue and they know how to cooperate with me. So it's just
yeah.
that sometimes when they want to cooperate, be like, you this girl, I say sorry, oh. So that's just it, sha.
No, no, I get that. Yeah, I actually
Mm.
recently came from my birthday trip with a couple of my friends, and they're all tech engineers as well. And uh,
Okay.
I mean, we had fun, but at the end of the day, like
Mm.
we talk more about tech than anything. Talk about
Exactly.
engineering, solutioning, and things like that. So while we're
Yeah.
having fun partying and all of that stuff, it's like it still ends up going back to work. Like, but it's cool because like they're interested in the same things, and it's easier
Yeah,
to
the same
transition.
interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's definitely needed, and that's why I said like from a friendship standpoint, once you're able to keep friends of same like, um, it's just smooth and it's just easier transition when it comes to conversations. You can talk about fun things and things that aren't work related, but then you can also jump back into work and
Oh,
building a business and
exactly.
stuff like that. Yeah,
Mm. Yeah,
yeah,
but there are times I'll be with some of my friends. I'll be like, oh, I have to go and study. I need this exam. I have this friend. She always say, Professor, I've heard you. So I said, no, it's not
yeah,
the way I see it, but these things are important to me. Say, oh, every time you and laptop, every time you and phone.
yeah,
I
yeah,
say, and
yeah,
it's just because we are not, in the same space, and
yep,
this person might not resonate with what you're going through.
yep,
Right.
yep.
So that's just it.
Yeah. And the beauty of what we're just talking about is literally what Africans in Tech is built around is so that you can network with people of the same mindset in your area. There's
Yeah.
another young lady that I actually talked to earlier this morning. Um, she's also she's actually a UX person, but she's also very, of course, deep into the tech space. She's a young female, probably around the same age as you, and uh, she has some of the same challenges that you're facing, like when it comes to like friendships and stuff like that. So, my hope is that you can connect with people like that and say, "Oh yeah, this is what I'm building. I work for a startup."
Oh,
Yeah, so things like
I
that.
wish I would get to see her session and link up with her.
Don't worry, you will, you definitely will. So,
Yeah, I
and
get.
she's also looking for the same. She's looking for other individuals to kind of connect with. As well. Um, so shifting a little bit into the next piece, then, we talked about you networking and you kind of getting mentors. Is there anybody that you're mentoring or that you're kind of helping getting into like the tech space? Do people ask you questions like, "Hey, Calista, how did you do this?" or "How did you get into tech?" or into business analyst?
Okay. Yeah, actually, sorry, I
No
just
problem.
had to change my microphone. So, okay, actually, about this, I feel so happy talking about it because I feel pity when I see young people trying to, maybe those fresh out of university,
Mhm.
trying to find directions, and they're just confused with nobody to guide them. Because
Yeah,
most times, just like what happens in Nigerian university, they will just give you one funny course and say, just go and study it, you can work anywhere in the world. And you see a lot of people after this whole studying this course, and then they might have good results and they come out, there's no job, they're confused. So people have been asking a lot of questions like, I know you now, you have a business, right? Or so many people know me as a business owner, some knew I was in the audit space, so I work. Do you get? So they'll be like, "Ah, how are you now talking about tech?" I said, okay, do you know what, I'll be so glad to
yeah,
answer all your questions. So I had, like, most times organizations reach out to me to hold like virtual sessions to explain how I got into tech, or maybe talk to product managers how my journey has been, and how I'm building a startup, and I'm moving very fast in the tech space. I said this for who to answer these questions, but they don't know. So you just need to step in for this gap. So basically, I do these things. I talk about it on my LinkedIn, especially, and then maybe one or two times on Twitter. I thought of it, so I created a YouTube channel recently, I think like a month ago. I try to use my weekends to shoot like episodes explaining how you can get into the tech space. I just published an episode yesterday
nice, nice.
your movements, if you're transitioning or if you're just starting out. I just try to see how I can mentor people the much I can. And
Okay.
then I hold my siblings to their neck, like, oh, you've graduated, you will not do any stupid job, not when I'm
Yeah,
alive. You have to
yeah,
do this.
yeah, yeah.
Thankfully, I've been able to initiate some of them, and I think my other younger youngster, she just resumed a role as in tech sales.
Okay.
So those are the things, I just find you help people navigate through these things easily. They don't need to go through what you went through,
Yep.
because it's not easy out there knowing, okay, because I met some people, even distant friends, that have come to me that, okay, organizations ask them to pay money,
Yeah.
you know huge amounts of money to know
Yeah.
how to transition. I'll be like, you don't need all this. Just
Yeah.
I'll just send you a link to my YouTube channel after talking with you,
Yeah.
so you can watch it. And because when I tell people that I did not really spend, money buying courses and all that, because I was basically getting, financial aid, boot camps, scholarships. So it made it so easy for me. So that's how it has been. I just took it upon myself to do the best I can and give back to the society.
Nice.
So
Nice. Yeah. No, that's good. That's really good. I think the fact that you're also putting yourself out there, um, not only are you getting exposure for yourself to help you along with your career path, but you're also um, strengthening your skill sets and being able to be like a leader in your space.
yes,
Um, that's
yes,
probably one of the things that helped me out the most when it comes to like Splunk is when I started teaching it. There are concepts that I learned and other things that I had to master. And as I was going through it, I'm like, oh, let me refine my approach. Let me refine X, Y, Z. That helped me to kind of learn a
yeah,
lot of those things. So um, cool. It seems like you have some guests coming in.
yeah. I get it. So it's been like a good journey. It helps me. The fun thing is that the more I talk about it, the more I learn,
Yep,
the more I research. So it has really helped my journey, trying to talk to other people and mentor them into getting into this space.
definitely, definitely. Okay. The next piece then is if there's anything I guess you want to try to relate or relay to individuals who are looking to get into tech, especially into the business analyst role, or even if people are trying to communicate with you and trying to get a hold of you to get some mentorship, can you kind of talk or provide some of that information on how to do that?
If
Like,
people want to connect,
yeah, if somebody says, "Hey, I love what Calista does. I would love to be able to be a business analyst," or maybe I'm in Nigeria. I would love to connect with her. I'm a young woman that's, going through my undergrad degree or JSS, and I want to be able to connect with her? What are ways they can connect with you?
Yeah, it's so simple. They could just reach out to me on LinkedIn, Calista Ohama. It's my name is same on every platform, or
Okay.
they could just Google my name, Calista Ohama.
Nice, nice. Okay. And then that program or podcast that you said that you did the recordings, we'll have that linked also as well to the episode. So you'll find it below. When you're watching the episode, just look and click the link and then they'll be able to go to um
Okay,
your podcast.
yeah, I
and
could
see that.
send those links. Yeah,
Definitely, definitely,
so
definitely. Yeah. Okay, well, we're getting close on time now. Is there anything else that you would like to add in regards to like your journey in the tech space and kind of like what's next for you?
um, I would say that my journey in the tech space, it's what I would call amazing. To be sincere, to be very sincere, being a product manager and a co-founder, and then trying to create tech content on the YouTube, and being a business owner, it has given me exposure I never thought I would get in a very short while.
Mhm.
It has challenged me. My portfolio, my resume, to the standard where I wanted it, because if I was still in my comfort zone, I don't think I'll be rushing to get an MBA, right?
Yeah,
So, but I'll be like, oh, I work, I make my salary, but I've
yeah,
told myself, you need to get something better for yourself, because you have the capacity to work for it. So what I would say is that whoever is trying to navigate these challenges presently should not see it as if it's something that is not worth it,
yeah,
right? It will really help your growth in every ramifications in life, in every areas of life, because what I've learned in the tech space I can apply to my personal business.
yep,
What I've learned being a co-founder I can use to guide people around me, or learn from my mistakes to make our business better.
yeah,
It has really been good for me. So going forward in the future, I just cannot wait to have another degree, get an MBA, build like a small little family
yeah.
for myself, right?
Okay,
So because family wise, I'm a very family oriented person,
mhm,
and I've you know you know have it as something at the back of my mind that I would not even want my pursuit for career to come in between that,
yeah,
or still the time I'll be having for my kids. So those are just what I look out for. Just
yeah,
scale businesses, the startup, the physical business, the what is it called, my career, and then have like a good family for myself.
yeah,
Finish, make sure I pass my certifications, and I'm also planning to get a chartered financial analyst certification, that's CFA.
yeah,
Once I'm done with the MBA, I think that will be my last job. But you never can tell. I will say that will be my last job. Before you know it's small, I'll say, I have this MBA. Why not I go for PhD? But I don't plan to go for that. So I just want to, have this MBA. Try to get chartered in CFA and build a good family, and have my startup skill through, and you know
yeah.
yeah.
You made a very good point there. Another thing I was just thinking, and I don't necessarily have to think about being a man, but how does like how do you navigate being a woman? You want to be married, and then you want to have a family, and then you also want to have your career. How is that in Nigeria? Like, and especially like in a tech space where, there's a lot of demand for you to be present. Like, how do you navigate or balance the two? Like, because I know in many African countries we're very traditional.
Yeah,
Husband, he
very
did work,
traditional.
and then wife, he did take care of the house. So, how do you
You just
like?
have to be at your A
Yeah,
game.
nah, that's the thing. Yeah, how do you plan on like balancing the two? Like being able to like um, still focus on like your career if that's what you want to do, but then also like I know family is very important to you. Like, have you thought about like that balance and what that looks like?
Okay, so um I don't find these things challenging, right? Because as a woman, you should know what lies ahead for you. So I say a lot of they want to give up like their career, their businesses just to stay at home and bring up kids. And I'll be like, why? You can always find a balance around these
Yeah.
things. So it's just revolves around priority and planning. So
Yeah.
like right now when we are building this startup, I have the liberty to have a meeting by 12 a.m., 1 a.m., 10 p.m. That's fine. But once my kids are here, that brings it to the end. Early meeting outside 6 p.m. Nah,
Yeah.
count me out. 7
Yeah.
p.m. latest. Or even if I have to work extra time, that means I must have settled. So
Yeah.
most times my nephews come to me. My youngest have been her kids here. So most times I stay with them, we sleep, in the morning I'll take them to school and all that. So the how we run it is just we just know that we sleep in the morning and whatever I have to do for that night is cancelled. Even if I have to work extra late in the night, I have to
Yeah.
take care of them, put them to bed before coming back to my laptop. So these things are priority. You just have to find a balance.
Yeah.
And even when you're having your monthly sickness and all that,
Mhm.
it depends on if you're strong, you know when to. I believe if you work in a very good environment, right, they can easily say, okay, you could,
Yeah.
take some time off or a day off to take care of these things.
Mhm.
So in Nigeria, especially in Africa, especially here in Nigeria, they always want to make it seem as if, as a woman, you just have to be tied down to. According to some people, they say a woman's kitchen. I don't see it that way, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can be in boardrooms and be in the
Right.
kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We can take stages and be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
It does
Yeah.
not stop, one does not stop the other.
Yeah.
So if as a woman you know that you have a family, you have a lot of mouth to feed, you could take your weekend off and maybe do a meal prep
Yeah.
so that during the week it makes it easier for you. It's definitely not an issue because
Yeah.
I've somehow been in the family position before, so I knew how I navigated it, so it will not be an issue.
Yeah.
I just feel that anyone going through such challenge, and most times again, it depends on the kind of husband you're married to. So there are a lot of men that will not want to, that will not want to, lend a helping hand. And
Okay.
so I just say basically just mind the kind of person you accept into your life because it holds the key to your success or your failure. So you just have to, because I'm saying it from experience. I've been in a very bad situation where the person I accepted into my life almost ruined my
You.
life or career and
Wow.
everything. So you just
Yeah.
need to know the kind of person you accept into your life. So they hold the key to your growth, success, your success or your
Yeah.
failure. So just know the kind of person you accept to share your life with. So
Yeah.
that's what I would say on that.
Yeah. And I completely agree with you. I think everybody has said this in some way, shape, or form that who you decide to marry is like probably like the biggest decision you'll probably make in your life. Um,
It's one of the
yeah.
biggest issues. You
Yeah.
you might be struggling to read and you throw it away. That's go and
Yeah.
start cooking for me by 1 a.m. So it's
Yeah.
just the kind of person's mindset and the
Yeah.
person's, someone that has a good heart that wants to see both of you grow. Because I
Yeah.
always tell people that there's no force greater than two partners that want to see each other grow.
Yeah. Yeah.
If both
Yeah.
of you will always succeed. So
Yeah.
that's just it.
Yeah. And I think the other point you bring up is like when it comes to um, working together, whatever works best for your relationship. I think oftentimes, um, and I bring this up because it's important even in the tech space. If you want to grow, not just financially, but also grow from a familiar standpoint, you both have to be on the same page. So that may look
Yeah.
completely different in my family versus your family versus Nick's family versus somebody else's family, is whatever works best for you. And you apply that. So if
Yeah.
your wife wants to be, she was like a, I don't know, a marketing manager or a product owner or a CEO, and it's better for her to stay at work, and then for you as a husband to kind of do some of the other things that you need to do from the household perspective, and you're okay with that. That's your family decision to make. But if it's
Yeah,
better,
it is.
Yeah, but if it's better for, her to kind of, recline back and then you do more of the work from your standpoint, like for my family, that's the situation, then that's kind of what happens. And that's the route you guys take. But I think oftentimes we try to, fit a square peg into like a, round hole, and it's not always the same for every family dynamic. So I'm glad that we have conversations like this where people can look at,
Yeah, yeah,
their family standpoint, and then be able to look at their situation and then make a decision based on that. So, it's good conversation to have. So I'm glad we're
yeah.
talking about
It
that.
is.
Yeah.
It is. So thank you so much, Africa in Tech, for Africans in Tech, for having me. So it was an amazing session. I enjoyed every bit of it, and I love that you guys are doing this. So, uh, anyone wants to reach out to me could just search me up on LinkedIn, Calista Ohama. It's same name on LinkedIn, Instagram, X, that's Twitter, probably Facebook. So you can also um, you know search me up on Google, Calista Ohama, and then you get a link to to find me. So that's it. I appreciate everyone, and I thank you, Sai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it
You
correctly.
are, you are.
So thank you guys so much for having this session with me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you everyone again for tuning in to another amazing episode with Africans in Tech. Thank you, Calista Ohama, for an amazing episode on being a product manager. Um, Definitely wish you much success on your startup. Hopefully, we'll link you up with some, good quality engineers out there and other folks who are doing the same thing. Again, as always, tune in for our next episode of Africans in Tech, where we're building bridges and shaping futures in tech. My name is Sar Levy. See you later.